The Tuesday, March 18th, 2025 meeting of the Eden Prairie City Council is now called to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. It is customary during this time of the meeting for me to read an open podium invitation to our residents. Open podium is an opportunity for Eden Prairie residents to address the City Council on issues related to Eden Prairie City government prior to each council meeting, which typically the council meetings occur the first and the third Tuesday of each month. These open podiums occur from 6:30 to 6:55 right here in the council chamber. If you wish to speak at open podium, please do contact the city manager's office at 952-949-8412 by noon of the meeting date with your name, your phone number, and subject matter so we can be better prepared for you. Open podium is not recorded or televised. If you have any questions about open podium, please do contact the city manager's office. Mr. Getchell, we've got a couple, a proclamation, a donation.
We do, Mayor. We have a few, and we're going to be starting with the our Polar Plunge Special Olympics. And I'd like to introduce Detective Carter Staff of our police department. He's going to talk a little bit about the program and the event. And then, Mayor, you have a proclamation to read as well.
Yes, welcome.
Thank you. Mr. Mayor, distinguished council members, Manager Getchell, it is my honor to stand here before you as a member of the Eden Prairie Police Department, but I'm also a member of the LETR, the Law Enforcement Torch Run, and their executive council as well. And the Law Enforcement Torch Run is important because it's an organization that's been going on since 1982 and has raised over $2 billion, yes, that's with a B, dollars, to support Special Olympics International. And I'm proud to say that Minnesota is the highest grossing Polar Plunge or LETR program in the entire world. So with that, the past 18 years, our Parks Department and you have supported us in supporting the Special Olympics of Minnesota. So every March, we cut a hole in one of our lakes and we allow others to jump in. And in the past 18 years, we have raised $2.3 million for the athletes of Special Olympics. So today, I have with me some of our fellow plungers and some of our friends. So right here, this is Elizabeth Neville, and Elizabeth was one of the members of the Western Wings who plunged just a week ago. And how was the water?
Freezing.
And then we have Lori Lindahl, and she actually represents her daughter Jessica, who's sick tonight, but Lori is a member of the Three Rivers Parks District herself. So I would really just thank you, members of the council and Mayor Case, for supporting continually the efforts that we put into making a difference in inclusion and allowing our great athletes to have a voice.
Excellent. Why don't I read the proclamation? You all, if you don't mind standing there, and then I'll come down and we can I'll hand out proclamations to each of you, and then picture time and come back up here. So proclamation, City of Eden Prairie, Hennepin County, Minnesota, Eden Prairie Polar Plunge Day. Whereas the Polar Plunge challenges thousands of brave jumpers at numerous locations around the state to get involved in supporting Special Olympics Minnesota's programming and events for more than 8,000 athletes statewide. And whereas the Eden Prairie Polar Plunge is an annual event to raise both money and awareness for Special Olympics Minnesota, and whereas the 18th annual Eden Prairie Polar Plunge was held at Lake Riley on Saturday, March 8th, with 551 participants from ages 12 to 92. So my age I can't use as the excuse anymore. Darn. Raising over $184,000. And whereas Eden Prairie has raised over $2.1 million for Special Olympics Minnesota since the event's inception, and whereas the local Western Wings Special Olympics team had 48 participants and raised over $30,000, yay! And whereas the Polar Plunge showcases the great partnership between the Special Olympics Minnesota and the City of Eden Prairie, And whereas this event would not have been a success without its many volunteers, including members of the Eden Prairie Parks and Recreation Department, our Eden Prairie Fire Department and Police Department, but especially Eden Prairie Detective Carter Stave. Did I say it right, Stave?
Staff.
Like I said, staff. Should have checked that one out ahead of time. I am so sorry, Carter. Eden Prairie Detective Carter staff, who has helped lead the event since the first polar plunge 18 years ago. That really is incredible. So thank you, thank you. Now, therefore, be it resolved, the Eden Prairie City Council proclaims Saturday, March 8th, 2025, we're doing this after the fact, as Eden Prairie Polar Plunge Day in the city of Eden Prairie, Minnesota, and encourages residents to get involved in raising awareness and funds for Special Olympics Minnesota. Ronald A. Case Mayor, on behalf of Kathy Nelson, Mark Freiberg, PG Narayan, and Lisa Toomey. While I come down and bring copies down, and then we can do some pictures, Council Member Toomey is going to read a special recognition of you that she wrote and wants to share.
I did. The city is so fortunate that years ago, Detective Carter's staff had the vision to bring the polar plunge to Eden Prairie, the LETR, and it's grown into an incredible tradition. Through this event, I had thousands, I didn't know 2.3 million, wow, has been raised for the Special Olympics, providing life-changing opportunities for so many athletes. Because detective staff's dedication, this event continues to unite our community for an important cause. But that's not all. Carter has also played a key role in Toys for Tots, Shop with a Cop, which is now Holiday for Heroes, ensuring that children in our community experience the joy of the holiday season. And we can't forget his involvement with the annual Stop the Trafficking 5K run. I'm sure there's more community outreach programs that he's been involved with as well. But whether it's through a cold plunge into icy waters, a gift in the hands of a child, a shopping trip that brings smiles to young faces, or eradicating human trafficking, Carter has demonstrated time and again what it means to serve, not just in law enforcement, but as a leader and role model in our community. On behalf of the athletes, the children, and every single person who has benefited from your efforts, thank you, detective staff. Your dedication and generosity have truly made a difference.
I think we need a Carter staff day. I'm serious. So we'll figure that one out. But can I give this to you and you can keep it open so it's a proclamation, and we'll get pictures in just a moment. What, you can bring this one. Yes. So I think we're going to do pictures here. Do you want to turn and look that way? Yeah, you can open them. Actually, you're right on. All right, thank you. Thank you. Carter, do you know then the message of appreciate these? Do you want to take two of them and figure? Thank you. I've always been willing to brag on our staff. I think we have just phenomenal Eden Prairie staff, but people like Carter staff embody that just, aspect of service and commitment that we see in so many of our staff, but he clearly goes above and beyond. So thank you, Carter, for all that you do. Lisa, nice recognition too. That was good. All right, Mr. Getchell, we are moving on to diving block donation naming rights.
Thank you, Mayor. Yes, the next two items, Amy will cover donations.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor, and thank you, Council. The first donation tonight is one that we received from Bear Path Golf and Country Club, and they've donated $4,000 to the city in exchange for naming rights for a starting block adjacent to the lap pool at the Aquatic Center. And the starting block will say the Bear Path Golf and Country Club Swim and Dive Team. And it's the last one we have available, so we're excited to have them be a part of it.
That's great. How many diving blocks do we have?
believe there's 8.
8, and each one of them have like a sponsor.
They do.
That's really great.
It is.
So, council, unless you have a question, we need a motion.
I move to adopt a resolution accepting a donation from Bear Path Golf and Country Club, Inc., and authorize execution of a naming rights agreement relating to a starting block at the Aquatic Center.
Second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? All right, Amy.
Yeah, the second donation we have tonight is our quarterly Parks and Recreation donations for 2025, and they total $7,250. And donations are widely used to enhance our special events, educational activities, and bring down the overall cost to participants in the community. And they range anywhere from $50 to over $2,000. So I'll read the list. We have one that came in towards the end of 2024 for Harvest to Halloween. It's $750 from the Eden Prairie Crime Prevention Fund. We have a $1,000 donation from Richard Hare for the Senior Center Woodshop Dust Collector. A $500 donation for Senior Center events from Elam Shores. A $150 donation for Senior Center events from Summit Place. $500 donation for Senior Center events from Bright Star Care. $500 donation for our Winter Blast event from Planet Fitness. A $100 donation for the Senior Center Woodshop Dust Collector from Mark Coda. Scott Olson donated $200 for the Senior Center Woodshop Dust Collector as well. $50 was donated for the Senior Center New Year's Eve party from Moments Hospice. $200 was donated from Wall Trends for the 3rd and 4th of July celebration for this year. $500 was given to Senior Center events from Landmark Tours. $100 for Senior Center events from the Home Watch Caregivers. $150 was donated from Here Today for Senior Center events. $50 from Moments Hospice went to Senior Center Bingo. And then we had a large donation from the Hopkins VFW for $2,500 that went to natural resources, materials, largely tools. So we're super appreciative to the generosity, that helps what we do and brings down again the overall cost of participants for programming.
You said that so well. I always have a little comment I make about taxes are great, but they can't do everything. And these donation dollars just expand and extend the tax dollars that we use. And we're so appreciative. But you said it better than I. So thank you so much. Appreciate all you do as well, Amy. Council, is there a motion to a resolution to accept these donations?
I'll move to adopt a resolution accepting multiple first quarter 2025 donations to Parks and Recreation.
Is there a second? Second. Further discussion? All those in favor say, oop, did you have your hand? Oh, no, you were just, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed. Sold to, no, don't go to an auction. Mr. Getchell, Water Challenge.
Yes, Mayor. Last presentation item, extra item. So we, since 2012, and that's when the program began, the National Mayor's Water Challenge for Conservation, the City of Eden Prairie has participated in promoting to our residents and those that work here to a pledge to save water. And what this is involved for many years is simply, and we will promote this, asking people to go to mywaterpledge.com, and you simply make a pledge online to do many different things. Several are listed in the packet on the website about saving water. Proper sprinkling, powering down to save electricity, recycling batteries, picking up yard waste, all types of different pledges that you can make. And you go to the website, you enter the city, and you would enter Eden Prairie, and you make the pledge. And I probably don't have the dates exactly right, but there have been years where the city has finished in the top 5, if not the top 10 in the United States for people that have done the pledge, and we've come out near the top. I think they might separate the cities into different sizes. We might be in cities from 30,000 to 100,000. I'm not sure how they categorize them this year, but the council is asked to pass a resolution supporting the challenge and doing the challenge once again this year, and it runs the month of April. So during the month of April, we ask that people go to mywaterpledge.com and pledge to conserve water.
And again, it's not about, there's no record keeping of the exact amount you save. It's not about Big Brother checking, out what you're doing. It's all about awareness and commitment. And so most years I've gone in and done this. I've tried every year, I think a year or two, I forgot. But you go in and you pledge that you'll try to be aware of saving water in all these different areas, and you just check what areas you think you can. And then cities that win, and we've never won first place, but I think there are prizes that benefit the city. We should probably find out more about that and then publicize that, or?
Yeah, we will. I think in prior years, again, the top city in the category could have a raffle or something similar for a car that someone could have who entered the challenge.
Got it. So I would encourage, again, it's about the numbers of people. And I don't know if it's a percentage base. I'm sure it's relative to the size of the city, and we have 65,000 people. But go into mywaterpledge.com. So if you're listening to this at home, or anyone in the audience, just go home and do it, and just check off the areas that you'll pledge to become more aware on and attempt to save some water on. And then it's just the numbers of people that sign up. So, council, is there a motion to adopt the resolution?
Move to adopt a resolution supporting the Wayland Mayor's challenge for water conservation.
Is there a second?
Second.
Further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed. All right. Approval of the agenda. Are there any items you wish to add to this evening's agenda? Any council members and/or Mr. Getchell? If not, is there a motion to approve the agenda?
I'll move to approve the agenda.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed. Minutes, we have two meetings that were held back on March 4th, our workshop, and then subsequent to that, our regular council meeting. Any edits or comments or questions you have about the minutes for either one of those meetings? If not, is there a motion to approve both minutes for both meetings?
Move to approve the following city council minutes. City council workshop held Tuesday, March 4th, 2025. City council meeting held Tuesday, March 4th, 2025.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed. Consent calendar, again, for those in the audience and/or watching from home, they're all important items, but they generally are not deserving of additional conversation or discussion. They're pretty basic or obvious, so we clump them. Today we have a fairly long list, but council, you are given the opportunity to pull any of these items if you have questions on them. We could even vote on them separately if you so desire, but anything that you saw that you'd like to learn more about? If not, is there a motion to approve items A through V?
I'll move to approve items A to V on the consent calendar.
Is there a second?
Second.
Further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed. All right, Mr. Getchell, we have a public hearing this evening.
Yes, thank you, Mayor and Council. We have a public hearing for rezoning of a single-family property. And maybe a little background would be that we do have some single-family home properties in Eden Prairie that are still zoned rural. And when the time comes maybe for some of those homes to hook up to sewer and water or do other improvement projects, usually I would say most homes are able to get into one of the R1 zoning districts, but as I said, sometimes that isn't the case. We have a few homes like this. In the case of this property, the homeowner is planning to do an improvement in their home, and if they were in a rurally zoned district, the setbacks are a lot different than what would be on that typical suburban single-family lot. So that triggered the desire to then rezone the single-family home, the single property, to the R1 13.5 home on 0.78 acres. The Planning Commission unanimously recommended approval after they held their public hearing. And I do believe the applicant is the homeowner who could briefly speak to the project or be here to answer any questions that you may have. I would assume if that's okay, we could do that before.
Sure,
the
would you
pub-
like to speak?
Do that before the public hearing?
Sure, come forward. Give your name and address.
Hello, I'm Cameron Cirque. I reside with my family at 12251 Sunnybrook Road. So, like you stated, yeah, we realized we were zoned rural when I had gone in for past remodeling, and that explained why I have a shed sitting in the middle of my backyard, because it can't be closer than 30 feet from the property lines. So moving forward with the possibility of rebuilding a garage to attach it to our house and relocating our shed, all this sort of came to pass. And we've been hooked up to city sewer and water for quite a long time, so I think this just got missed. So that's why the
Great.
request.
And,
You turn the microphone.
oh,
Oh, I'm sorry.
maybe you can even bend it, so, there you go. And just for clarification, all land prior to being formally zoned for some other reason is zoned rural. And back, I don't know, 120 years ago, I mean, everything was rural, and so some of these remnants are still around. They just have never come before a formal rezoning process. So this feels pretty housekeeping perfunctory to me. However, we do need to have a public hearing. So if you want to sit, and we'll call you back up if you want to. And council, you can ask questions now, or we can hold the public hearing and you can ask a question at the time. Are you fine? Okay. Anyone in the audience, public? Nope, you may sit. Oh, come back. No, sit. Just kidding. Yeah. Is there anyone in the audience wishing to discuss this issue tonight, give a comment on this issue before the city council, this issue of rezoning this 1.78 acre lot? Please come forward now and give your name and address. Seeing none, council, why don't you go ahead and close the public hearing and make the motion if you're okay with that. And again, we can still ask any questions if you have them.
I'll move to close the public hearing and approve the first reading of an ordinance for a zoning district change from rural to R1-13.5 on 0.78 acres, and approve the second reading of an ordinance for a zoning district change from rural to R1-13.5 on 0.78 acres.
Second.
So Maggie, just clarification, if we approve the first and second reading tonight, we need a unanimous vote, but it's unanimous of the ones here. We don't need 5 votes. We just need all 4 of us.
Correct.
Got it. Okay, council, any further questions or comments you'd like to make? Again, this is fairly housekeeping. Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, all right, unanimous. So first and second reading gets passed this evening, so you are good to go. Move that shed. I think the R1 13.5 has a 10-foot setback off the lot line, not 30, so you'll be in business, so. All right. Then moving on to our second public hearing, though not of land development, Mr. Getchell.
Thank you, Mayor. This is something we do at, I believe it's the second meeting in March every year, and that is for the council to consider the allocation of community block grant funding that we receive from the federal government, the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. And I do get asked this question a lot lately, will we receive these funds? We do plan to receive these funds. If we don't receive these funds, but we plan on it, we can't pass along the money that we receive, but there's no indication that we won't receive this federal funding. As recommended, we're planning to receive about $270,000 from HUD. And then we have a committee that makes recommendations on how to distribute the funds. The majority of the funds are used for many of our own internal housing programs. That would be our housing rehab program, our first-time home buyer program, our program where we work with a land trust to find homes that could be owner-occupied affordable. And we have a few other rehab grants and fair housing initiatives. Additionally, and this has been the case for the last several years, because the money has to be targeted to low to moderate income recipients. So that has to be checked and documented and verified, so that there are many strings attached, and that's the main one. And so we are recommending once again to provide funding to PROP, $38,000, $27,000 to their housing support, and $11,000 to their emergency vehicle repair. And then $15,000 for the home program, the household outside maintenance for the elderly program that is through Senior Community Services. So that's a recommendation, similar to many past years. And we do need to hold a public hearing so anyone from the community could comment on the planned distribution of the funding. And then the council would adopt a resolution accepting the distribution as recommended.
And again, these are pass-through funds. Are there communities that choose not, for whatever political reasons, not to take the money, and they don't have it to pass through?
I am not
It would
aware.
be
I'm not aware of any
It'd
community.
be ridiculous to me, but I can imagine these days, I mean, there are many, many states across the U.S. turning down Medicaid money, so I was just curious whether.
I'm not aware.
I regularly, not regularly, but a couple times a year attend U.S. Conference of Mayor conferences, and I will say, and this is not to be political in the slightest, this is to be factual, that the mayors I've talked to are very concerned with the current cutting of funds and spending across the nation, that these funds will not be available in 2026. That's the best guess of some of the staff working with the U.S. Conference of Mayors. So if you are concerned about that, then I would suggest getting politically active and definitely contacting your representatives at a national level. So with that, any council members want to say anything before I open it up to a public hearing? This is a public hearing. Anyone in the audience wishing to address the council on CDBG funding, Community Development Block Grant? Thank you. Welcome. Come forward, give your name and address.
Good evening. I'm Brenda Lana Wolke. I'm the Executive Director of Homes Within Reach, and we are the organization that does the Community Land Trust Program here in Eden Prairie. Just an update, we are currently at 23 homes in your community, and we have had 5 resales to date. This past year, we added 2 homes to the program and had 1 resale. The 2 homes we were added were utilizing that $80,000 grant, but we were able to leverage additional funding through Met Council that the city had applied for, which allowed us to get that extra home this year. The families that bought this year in Eden Prairie are all very deeply connected to the community. We had a young woman who went through a divorce, couldn't afford the rent in Eden Prairie, but she wanted her children to continue on in the Eden Prairie School District. So she was renting in another community and driving her kids to school every day before work. She was able to buy here, and her kids are doing well and thriving. The oldest graduates this year and has been accepted to the University of Minnesota for school. So she's very thrilled. We had another young couple who had made Eden Prairie their home. They had a very small townhome, and as their family grew, they outgrew that. So then they moved into rental until we could find them an appropriate home for their family. So they were able to also stay in the community that they've grown to love. And the last family was a family that bought a resale home. So it's a home that's already in the program, and through that resale formula is remaining affordable. And they moved here to be closer to their church community, which the father happens to be a minister within that community. So it's very fulfilling for us to be able to help those people that have such a deep connection to the community retain home ownership here and be able to stay here where they want to be.
Great. Thank you. Any questions? Appreciate all you do.
Thank you.
For our community. Thank you. Others? Hi, Jennifer.
Thank you, Mayor Case and member of the council. I'm Jennifer Loon, Executive Director of PROP, PROP Food Shelf in Eden Prairie. And we, of course, have had a long time housing program, emergency assistance for families and individuals who may be experiencing a temporary financial crisis and need help We will provide help with either rent or mortgage payments, but 99.9% of the requests we get are for rent. And the CDBG funds that we receive through this grant from the city of Eden Prairie for several years has been a significant component to that program. So last year, we assisted about 75 households with the CDBG funds that we received last year. We had $35,000 in housing, and that went to assist 17 Eden Prairie households, comprised of 47 individuals. 26 of those individuals were children. So a lot of what we do helps keep families and children stabilized. Our program is such that we really are focused on preventing eviction. So we help keep people stably housed. One example would be a two-parent family where one of the parents had to go on a medical leave. With that loss of income for a period of time, the family was not able to keep up with rent payments. We were able to come in. Our case managers work extensively with these clients who come to us. We verify they're qualified for the program. We create with the clients a stability plan. It may include also coming for food to help offset some of the other household expenses. Work to help them get current on their rent through an assessment with payment, and then some follow-up visits. So the other component to what we've received is for our car repair program. This one has been interesting in my time at Prop. We used to ask for about $15,000 in car repair, and a year ago we had much fewer requests for car repair. So we asked for the city in our most recent request for fewer dollars for car repair and more for housing, which is always a huge request. And then this fall and winter, we had a huge number of car repair requests. So I'm done trying to predict it, but in any event, for both housing and car repair, virtually all of the grant was spent by the end of December. I think we had one housing payment in the early part of January. So our funds for CDBG have been expended several months ago. But it is, again, a huge help to what we were able to do in the community and keeping people stably housed. So we do very much appreciate the support.
Thank you, Jennifer. Thanks for all that you do too. Food insecurity is such a major, problem in our community, everywhere, obviously, but also just a call out to Jennifer, former state legislator, a longtime state legislator representing Southern Eden Prairie in the House of Representatives. So thank you for all your service there as well.
Thank you.
Others, please come forward. Name and address.
Evening, my name's Gary Spears. I was here last year representing Senior Community Services, and I just want to say, again, thank you. My time in Eden Prairie, so I moved here in '98 with my wife, and I've got 4 kids that graduated Eden Prairie High School. Rick, I was part of the first government academy, right? So some of the things, building on similar to how Jennifer did, during this past funding cycle, we had 41 lower income seniors, older adults that we helped. In total, in the city of Eden Prairie, we had 63 people that we helped. My focus is our technology services group. So as Rick mentioned, we provide interior and exterior services. Our whole mission is keeping seniors independent in their home. My focus is the technology services group. Today, just today, I had a woman call me who's 87 years old, and she wanted to get Zoom set up on her iPad so she could interact with her family on different things. So the social connection thing is there. And I'm coming from 30 plus years in corporate America dealing with enterprise IT, and it almost brought a tear to my eye today. Honestly, just connecting and seeing the smile on this woman's face with something as simple as Zoom. So I know at the next city council meeting, there's a proclamation, I think, as well for our senior community services, as we're celebrating our 75th birthday this year. So thank you for that. And then we're celebrating that with an event on Thursday, May 15th. Everybody's invited. Would love it if anybody's interested in attending on our website, seniorcommunity.org. So as on behalf of myself and the organization, I mean, we couldn't provide a lot of the services without the grant dollars that are afforded us. So thank you.
Thanks for all you do, too. I'm just thinking 75 years ago, and your technology IT was probably a little bit different in 1950. Get that tiny little black and white TV going. So, all right. Anyone else in the audience wishing to address the council? If not, council, why don't we move and close the public hearing, make the resolution, and I'll still give you an opportunity to say something if you wish.
I'll move to close the public hearing and adopt a resolution approving the acceptance and distribution of 2025 CDBG funds as recommended by the Eden Prairie Human Services Review Committee.
Is there a second? Second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Again, thank you. We, just like we can't do everything without some of the donations, small or large, we couldn't begin to serve our residents without the help of our nonprofits. I'm sure they're pretty good in every community that's similar to us around the state, but I think we have the best. And I think in how we deliver and our outcomes is just the best, top of our game. So thank you for all you do. All right, next, payment of claims. Are there any expenditures in the long list that we see every couple weeks that you wish to learn more about or question? If not, is there a motion to approve the payment of claims?
I'll move to approve the payment of claims as submitted.
Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Freiberg,
Aye.
Councilmember Narayan,
Aye.
Councilmember Toomey,
Aye.
Mayor Case.
Aye. Is there anything else, Mr. Getchell or council, to come before the council this evening? Nothing. Great. Then I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn the city council meeting tonight.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? This meeting is adjourned.